Hello and welcome, Yig here. Today we are looking at two games actually. The first one will be Mangos Fisharium in our two fishing related games that we have. Now, Steam was just doing a fishing fest, and I'd actually been sent keys for all three of these. So, real quick, if you like either of the games, there'll be a link to the Steam page in the description. And if you want to grow, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. This one's the more active of the two. They're both sort of idle incremental games. This one's a bit more active. Now, one thing actually my fiance figured out was that if you go up here, you can actually, if you've caught the shiny, you can actually turn it onto the shiny. If I can find one. I think he's already on the shiny. This might. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think we have a lobster around here? No. Let's see. Where's that lobster at? I want to know. I want to change somebody so you can see it. Where'd my lobster go? Come back here, lobster. How about you? You got the shiny on? See, these all have the shiny on already, which is... I like the shinies, so, you know, it's that. So, okay, we'll just try this one so you can see. So, like, normal deep ray and then the shiny deep ray, and it works pretty well. And generally, any of these that you've caught a shiny on, you can do. Now, let's go catch some shinies. We have an upgrade tree in the run upgrade tree because we are inside of a run, and then a reset because this is one of those idle incremental games. So we're going to jump in here. As you notice, I have a bunch of levels and stuff. As you get your progression going, let's see which one of these has some pearls left, so I can show you that. Okay, there we go. Open waters. Okay, so I have a bunch of upgrades. Hold on one second. We'll fish first. We'll go down this. I'm going way too deep at that point. Okay, so these are pearls, and they are your meta progression currency for when you have completed. Oh, that was a shiny fish. I should have grabbed him. We get all the shinies we can find. The higher the level of the area, the more shinies. And you have this little mini game. And this one's less idle and more of just a chill sort of fishing game. And then you want to collect as many fish as you can. And then we have a bunch of them. Like you start with like 5 and 3 meters, and we have way more than that. And we'll check that out. So you'll see, like, you get a ton of these. We only found, did we find all 12? Yeah, we found them. So you can see, like, we got all the dream pearls for this area, and this is how you kind of go do your thing through each area. Later, when you're sort of midway through the progression, it'll kind of look more like this. And then there are upgrades that allow you to keep your upgrades that you've done in here and upgrades that you've done in run on fish levels and things like that. We could actually do this. Let me see. Let's go. Let's do another level or two just to get ourselves a decent amount of pearls and to see a decent amount of fish. Now your meter here is actually kind of interesting because it's the green is shallow, red is deep. So if you wanted to only go about halfway down, say for example, like you have way too much progression already for this area, you can kind of go down and do that. Now the reason I'm not just yoinking everything up is that limit, and I would like to get more of these guys right here because I haven't really leveled them or the turtles very much. So I want to kind of level this area. By the time I got it unlocked, I already had a lot more depth than I was. Well, there's those guys, but yeah, wait till it tosses our turtles here. Because I want to show you that, because our turtle, look at it, he's only level 14. The deeper guys are already like 43 and 50, because we just use those. Each time these areas level up, since you increase the amount of shinies, it actually works out pretty well. We'll just do 1 or 2 quick run-throughs to kind of do that. Oh, do we got a shiny for you? No? I know I have a shiny for you, though. No, not you. No. No, I can't get the little guy. He won't come out. Come out. There you go. You! Oh, he is the shiny. He's normally blue. Okay, just making sure. You don't have any shinies either. So there's our... So I really like that we do have shiny fish and that you can actually customize what they look like in your tank. So if you wanted this blob fish to be a shinier blob fish, you could do so. All right. Let's do... We got one. We got that one. All right, let's do this one, and then we'll actually do a reset, so you can kind of see what the mechanics are there, and then you kind of get an idea of... I'm not sure how much playtime. I went way too deep again. Oh, we got so many, like, shiny sharks, though. Sharks are kind of problematic because they will fill your your hook before you even get to the top. Because they take up more space. The bigger the fish, the more space. Let's see where we get to. I'm sure we've got R12 for this one as well. And as you're doing that, it does have an idle function. And our idle function is our lobby in here where our people are. One thing also my fiance showed me was that, oh, no. Okay. They have a mode that is called keyboard mode. And if you hit certain buttons, it does that. I cannot get that. It is just, every time I've used it, it gets in my way. Ooh. Oh, that's right. We have oh yeah, we did catch that anglerfish. I forgot about that. So yeah, you can actually scroll back and forth, and we have like 1 billion people in here. Now we have like 76. So what we're gonna do is we're going to. Do we want to do just one more? Just to make sure that we get our fishing's worth. Okay, let's try it. We're gonna try and catch some of these higher fish though up again, because again, by the time I got to this area, I was already like really deep into. Like, I think, oh, we didn't even hit its minimum depth. I think its minimum depth is something like 40 meters or something like that. Might even be slightly more. Cost us a few bucks to do it, to miss out on that, but let's go down here and see what happens. Okay, we still go past 99% of everything. Yay, shiny. Okay. Get those. All right, we'll just try to zip around most of these things because we want some of these, because I don't have a ton of those. Shinies are always worth it. All right, we are almost there. Yeah. Did we get all of them? I'm like 90% sure. Because they actually value at a higher number than their actual... the ones we pick, there's an upgrade that does that. And since they're each a pickup is worth like 3, I think, or 2 or 3, we tend to get our pearls for the next one in basically one run, which is pretty nice when you're just trying to, especially if you put a little bit into the progression system, because then you can you're kind of getting paid for it. Let's do it. Let's do one more, and we'll just collect those and this one is a little bit less idle and a little bit more interactive, because you do want to do this fishing part, but you can also idle up some cash for upgrades while you're just in there, while you do manually fish. So far that I know of it, I've actually played a decent chunk of hours. There may be an upgrade that lets you auto fish eventually, but I haven't seen it. So this one you does have a larger element. Slightly larger element of manual play than the other one we're going to be looking at. And these are both kind of idle games, and they're both kind of... This one serves the purpose of sort of a chill game plus idle game, and that other one serves a slightly different purpose. I actually have a third fishing game that I've actually been playing at the same time, which we'll actually be showing later because it's coming out like next month. And it's like the most... I don't even know how to describe it. There's a whole genre of idle games that seem to involve... This one's... Okay, let's go do our... Alright, so when you do your reset, you're basically going to look like this, as you can see. Whap, bap, blap. As you can see, I have a bunch of things, so this one is going to unlock the final fishing location. Shh. We need 200 for that. Wow. I think I've got most of these things. Okay, let's see. Increase the value of drowned veil. Oh, yeah, that's the... Those are the individual locations themselves. And we do have one over here. Any fish can appear regardless of depth. Well, we can't afford it, but that's going to be a cool upgrade. I think that's actually the last upgrade in the tree. So, oh, no, there's probably a few over here because I really haven't messed around with these things. Because this one, when you get to those shark levels, when you start increasing fish per meter, those sharks will fill your hook every time. Every single time. I haven't actually used the super snack system, so once you exit, you go right back in. You start your aquarium. When you first start this upgrade right here is going to be $5, and you're going to start it with $5. And one thing I noticed is that sometimes the lobby here doesn't start perpetuating money until you've spent that $5 or done a run. So you kind of want to do that each time. So we're going to jump, and then when we go in here now, we're going to have the same thing. All right. And each of these holes has a minimum depth that'll allow you to do it. So now we can get this. We can get. Oh yeah, we didn't get that upgrade because it was a little more than we had. Okay, there we go. Shiny crabs. That's all we're gonna get is crabs because yeah, see if you look at see how many of these 2 sets are here. Now once you get to the sharks, it's like they just fill up so much space. I was able to navigate between them before I upgraded it to 2 per meter. And once I upgraded it to 2 per meter, they basically just like continually fill my hook before I can get out of there. So I have to be really careful about how deep I actually fish on that one if I want anything but sharks. Which is kind of funny. We are getting just shiny shinies. This level, we've actually got a lot of levels at this level because this is the first level where I actually needed to like grind out a tiny bit just to make sure that I got like a decent distance in one of these early ones. Or not this one. I think it was the 3rd one, the 4th one. This is the first one. All right. So this one's also cheap because it's 0, which is why you end up with the highest levels in this place. All right. So this has been, and let me go check real quick to see when it releases. Hold on 1 second. All right. I'm glad I checked that. This is actually just it's out. It's a $3 game. And it's even on sale right now for introductory during the fishing thing. So, yeah, this one was kind of more of just a relaxed game, like when you kind of just want to zone out, not think about anything, and you have your little fish. And it does idle in here. It's just not the biggest portion of the game. Now we're gonna jump into the other one, which does serve a slightly different purpose. So I will see you in a moment. All right, we are back. This is Joyquarium. This is, again, there will be a link to the Steam page in the description if you like this and wanted to put it on your wish list or pick it up. This one is out, and give me 1 second and I will find out the price. All right, this one is $6 normally. It is on sale right now for the Fishing Fest, which I know is like the last day when this video is coming out, or second to last day. But I had a bunch of the other ones. I had too many. I learned some YouTube things, but I definitely had too many Next Fest videos. All right, starting into this one. This one actually serves a different purpose. Now, this one has a legitimate idle thing. So as you see, we just made a bunch of money all while we were offline. And we have something, in this case, I happen to like aquariums, but not so much on the maintenance because it can be a pain, and then you deal with balancing the pH and doing all, there's a lot of things you can do that can mess up an aquarium. So in this case, this one lets me kind of play with an aquarium and not have to clean up. So if we go over my second tank, it actually offers you a decent number of different tanks that you can unlock, and you have a bunch of fish that you can put in. Now, certain combinations of fish will actually give you buffs over here. This is going to be a fairly quick game to explain, and most of it is just this. We have an auto feeder on right now, but you can actually feed your little dudes if you want yourself, which is very cool. I actually like that. And most of these guys don't care about it because what food means in this game is food means XP, and everything in this tank is already grown. So if you look in here, fryer, non-grown fish, there's none of those. This tank is actually holding most of my most expensive fish because they range a lot in price. And some of these fish are like 10,000, but we have, look at this guy. He produces 6 million. Phew. And that's only the 3rd tier. So let's get back to our the basic tank that you start with. Now you buy all these upgrades and things, and you can decorate your tank. And again, that's kind of my purpose in the game, is more decorating the tank and putting together fish that I think look cool and stuff like that. And there is a system for decorating. There's a system for different pieces, like these breathing tubes. If you want your aquarium light to look different, you can have different styles of those. CO2 refiner, which is this one, and then we have the filter? Yeah, filter over here. And you have a bunch of different styles of those, which is kind of cool. So it's all modeled, actually, not super hyper realistic, but pretty decent. Now, some cool stuff in here. Now, I'll get to it. Just give me 1 second on that. I'm going to show you the shop real quick. The shop has 3 tabs, and embarrassingly enough, I did not realize this for the first like 3 hours. So you have over here where you have the fish, which is the class, how rare they are, and how much money they pay. And then I'm in this one. I'm getting ready to go into this one, but not quite there yet. Once you get your first package on the next level, you're set. I still have I still need to collect these 2 fish to get this bump, this buff right here, which is why we're still running tier 3 fish through here. When you are in your tank information, you can actually go down and just sell these guys. These guys just happen to generate a lot of money, so I'm leaving them in there right now. But like this guy doesn't, so he's okay. But he exists because he's a rare fish, and I want him. Now, other than fishing, there isn't much interaction in this particular game other than that. It is very much an idle game. And an idle game and a like aquarium builder. So like if you go into the shop, which is very okay, so we'll actually purchase a couple. Let's purchase like 2 of these, 3 of these. All right, when you grab these, they give them to you in cards, and boom. Now those guys are actually running around in the tank now, and if we look at our fry list, you'll see there's a bunch in here. I'm waiting on this. This is one of my 2 fish that I need for my buff down here. Again, it is an idle game. The other thing is you can actually upgrade how fast and how much XP your fish food gives them. Unfortunately, as you can see here, I am missing one set of 3. I am missing 3 zeros on my next upgrade. So it's going to be a while. But other fish tanks. So I'm going to think we can do this. Yeah, we can do this one easy. So and you can actually specify what they look like too, which is very cool. We're not going to worry about that right now because I got the 2 tanks that I'm running and we'll be stepping up pretty soon. Primarily, I'm using this one to unlock all the ones for that. Like I said, that's pretty much all there is to the interactivity of the game, which kind of sounds like a bummer. I mean, but there is a ton. Like I really do like aquariums, but man, I am not good at keeping fish alive. Somewhat like plants. Sometimes, especially when you start getting algae and stuff like that, and there's things you need to do, and I can never tell when I'm doing them right. But I do love fish and aquariums, so this was actually more of one which I'm just kind of idle away, but like on a second screen, because I'm actually kind of look over and watch my chill fish here. Now, one thing I wanted to point out was kind of cool is that if you look closely, you'll see that sometimes these fish are actually going to go behind these bushes, like he just did. I have the tree set up that way too, and you can actually set your, let me click on this and you can see it. You can actually set your depth on your item. And because you can do that, you can actually get it to where they go behind them and stuff like that, which I thought was really kind of a neat little take. So you can actually get it to where it's not just background material. And then they also have wallpaper, which is like the thing inside of this, and then the background, which is your actual like background outside of here. Fairly basic game, fairly interesting. Again, I actually like aquariums, so for me this is actually a cool game because you can kind of go in here. You can also go check out your fish, and there's a lot of like and let me see if it was in here. I know it's in the plants. This is an interesting thing that I actually thought was kind of interesting right here, which was a lot of these plants, and even and possibly, I don't know if the fish do, but a lot of the plants and stuff have really good entries telling you what it is, where it came from, and like telling you about the actual things you're buying to put in here. Some of them I don't think like stone scenery is not going to have much. At least not that I would imagine. But, you know, you do have a lot of things that have this. So these will tell you what their capacities are. Aquarium lights actually give you a little bit more capacity as well. Wallpaper doesn't need anything, but I did really like I said, the aquatic plants actually having those sort of details there. And I think the Atlas does have it as well. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure this does have it as well. Which is really, in my opinion, kind of cool because you can actually like learn about the fish as you're playing with them. This one feels like it was made for somebody who just wants to sort of chill out and have a second screen. Or it has a wallpaper mode, but that button is terrifying because every time I press it, it crashes. So we will not be pressing that button here. But I have enjoyed the game. I've actually been playing with it on and off and idling it some. I would say I've got about 4 hours of hands-on time, just kind of either chilling and watching, or like actively feeding the fish and stuff like that. If you look at the Steam page where they show all the like discussion page and everything, there are so many creative, super creative, like fish tanks on display where tons of people have made these like really extravagant, really cool, well organized, looks really good. Oh, he almost went behind our thing. Oh, he's going back down there. The only thing I want though is I want more expensive shrimp. That means not shrimp, but snails and clams, because I've got snails and clams, but they're all like low level, and I kind of like having snails and clams in my tank. So yeah, I really like the like I said, all of this. So since there's not a huge amount more I can do other than repeat what I'm saying over and over again, we're gonna call it right there. This will also be available on the Steam. Like I said, I actually didn't expect to play either of these very much, and the other one was just kind of one that I ended up playing. Me and my fiance were just basically talking, and we were having a conversation and stuff, and I ended up playing a lot while I was just kind of listening to some music, do some other stuff. And then this one, like I said, I like doing fish tanks. I used to have one. I enjoyed doing it, but man, I am not good with that sort of thing. So this allows me to get a little taste of that without actually having to work too much, especially on the cleaning part. There are fish that will do that for you, but you got to make sure your tank can support those fish as well. So again, this one is already out, and I'll link the same page in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, hope you go back for the next one. This was a little weird because it's 2 idle games, and it's hard to so it's just me talking over a screen. So it's really kind of hard for me to sort of explain to you why I'm playing these games, or not so much explain, but show. So we'll be back to the normal stuff tomorrow and the next day and the next day. I have some pretty cool ones coming up too. So thank you for watching. Again, if you enjoyed this, I hope you come back for the next one. Most of all, as always, have a great day.